What's it really like to spend over a week at sea with no land in sight? Well, we're about to find out. For the next 8 of 9 days, it's just us, the ship, and the vast Atlantic Ocean stretching as far as the eye can see.
After our stop in the Azores, there'll be no ports, no shore excursions, just the open water and the ultimate test of what life on a long-haul cruise is really like. Will we love it or will we go stir crazy? Stick around till the end and we'll also tell you how much this entire trip cost us.
We're Tanya and Martin, and we've been traveling the world, going to all the places that we've always dreamed of visiting.
We've still got plenty of places to go, so please join us as we plan our travels and continue our journey around the world.
So we really enjoyed our 3 stops in Europe, in Spain, France, and Portugal. And now we are on our way across the Atlantic to the Azores, and then eventually we'll finish our trip in Miami.
The Azores is part of Portugal. It lies 900 miles west of the capital of Lisbon, out in the Atlantic Ocean. The capital city of the Azores is Ponta Delgada, which is located on the island of St. Michael. This is the largest of a chain of islands that are volcanic in origin, with St. Michael having active hot springs.
So this is day 6 of our repositioning cruise back to America, and we just left Portugal. So the sea is quite calm, but it's expected to get pretty choppy because the wind's going to pick up as we approach the Azores.
As we made our way to the Azores, the weather wasn't exactly warm. Definitely not the kind of day for lounging on the Lido deck or taking a dip in the pool. Instead, we found a cozy spot in the lounge to read. Of course, there were plenty of other activities on board to keep us busy if we wanted.
We were treated to another stunning sunset in the evening. This would become a common sight as we crossed the open water. We dined at Savor, one of the main dining rooms, and we thought the food was consistently really good, with many options to choose from. It had been a great culinary journey so far.
When we arrived in Ponta Delgada, strong winds made it impossible for the ship to dock at our scheduled time of 11 a.m. The captain had no choice but to hold position offshore, circling the ship out at sea for a couple of hours. Eventually, the winds calmed down enough for us to safely enter the port.
Day 7 here, a very windy day 7. Just arrived in the Azores, and we are now in Ponta Delgada, and we're waiting to get off the ship. We've actually been out in the ocean. We literally just did a circle because the weather has been, as you can see, a little windy, a little crazy, and so we've been postponed for 2 hours to be able to get off the ship, but it's coming up very soon. Oh, that's the wind blowing up the water. Or is it raining? Is it actually raining? So shortly after getting off the ship, the weather started to improve slightly and the wind dropped, but there was still a light rain. The port is conveniently located near the city center, which made it easy for us to explore on foot. So it's actually quite warm, but it's also raining at the same time. So we're all walking around in our coats, but at the same time a little hot. A little bit of difference in the street signs. These are actually tiled. It's not one solid piece. This is the Church of St. Sebastian. This stunning historic landmark was built in the 16th century. St. Sebastian became the patron saint of Ponta Delgada after locals prayed for him for protection during a devastating plague outbreak around 1523. Gorgeous gate to the town over here. These are the gates of the city. These elegant triple-arched gates were built in the 18th century and once marked the entrance to the old harbor. We're in this beautiful square. Everything is black and white. With the statue of Cabral. With the statue of Cabral.
We popped into a stylish sardine boutique. These are surprisingly common across Portugal. You can buy a can labelled with your birth year. But don't worry, if your birthday was in the 1950s, we were assured that sardines themselves are much more recent.
Oh, look at the street art. Check out the street art. Due to the island's volcanic origins, most buildings are constructed with dark volcanic stone, often contrasted with whitewashed walls. This gives Ponta Delgada its distinctive black and white aesthetic, especially visible in churches, sidewalks, and civic buildings. We decided to take a break and we are enjoying a Superbock stout beer right now. Cheers. We were really happy that we were able to explore Ponta Delgada. With the high winds earlier in the day, it looked like we may have had to have missed this port of call.
It's day 8 of our repositioning cruise and we're about to embark on 5 straight sea days. It's February 9th, just another Sunday for most of the world, but for Americans, it's Super Bowl Sunday. All around the ship, passengers are wearing their Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs gear, getting ready for the big game.
Kickoff happened at 5:30 p.m. in New Orleans, but out here in the middle of the Atlantic, that meant 10:30 p.m. start time. You could watch the game from the comfort of the atrium with a hamburger from the local and a bar nearby, but you had to get there really early to get a seat. Or you could wrap up and sit out by the pool. It was a little chilly. It was darn cold, but for those folks from Philadelphia and Kansas, that was not a big deal. There was a late night ahead for all of the football fans on board.
It's day 9 of the cruise, and after the excitement of Super Bowl Sunday, it was time to settle into the rhythm of life at sea and find new ways to stay entertained. The ship had a resident historian who gave engaging lectures every morning. His talks covered a range of topics including maritime history, the story of the Azores and Miami, and even the history of rum.
There were plenty of other options to keep us busy. Spanish classes, dance lessons, and live musical performances throughout the day. All in all, day 9 gave us no shortage of ways to enjoy life on board. Day 10 began with a bit of stormy weather as gray skies and rain greeted us in the morning. But as the ship continued its journey south, the skies began to clear and the temperature warmed up just enough to brave the Lido deck.
On day 11, we crossed the halfway point between the Azores and Miami. To pass the time, we did some word puzzles, caught up on some reading, and explored the many activities happening around the ship. The ship was on course, but with the food and drinks available at all times, our health routine did take a slight detour. So this area is called the waterside. It's a nice, quiet outside space to come and sit and read. It runs along the port and starboard sides of the Norwegian Bliss on deck 8. The great thing about this place is that not a lot of people discover it until towards the end of their cruise, so there's often a place to sit.
So this is day 12 of our repositioning cruise, and we are still in the middle of the ocean, but it's a nice warm 68 degrees. Everyone's outside enjoying the pool and enjoying the slides. And we have 2 more days until we finally reach Miami. Loungers at the Lido deck are now at a premium. The water slides are open, and with very few children on board, the adults have it all to themselves. It's day 13, and because of our journey southward, temperatures are really beginning to warm up. The Lido deck is now becoming the center of the ship's activities. There's still plenty of indoor entertainment to keep us busy, and with the days ticking down, we're running out of time to finish that book. And the beautiful sunsets keep on coming. On our last day at sea, we mostly sat out on the Lido deck and ordered piña coladas and people watched. We arrived in Miami early in the morning, but we were in no hurry to get off the ship since our flight home wasn't until 5 p.m. So we took our time eating breakfast and wandered around the upper deck, since we thought that enjoying the pleasant views of Miami would be better than looking at the inside of an airport lounge.
We really enjoyed this cruise. We didn't get bored, we didn't get seasick, and we would definitely do a repositioning cruise again. As for the cost, our guest fare was $1,438 or $719 each. Taxes and fees were $475, and gratuities were $560 or $20 per person per day. We did take the free at sea package, which included the drinks package, 2 nights of specialty dining and 300 minutes of internet each. The internet minutes only allowed us to do email and texting. We couldn't stream any video. For a total of $3,041.